As you guys can see, it is snowing again. Can you believe it? Today, the time I'm recording this is literally February 28th, the last day of February, and this is what we're getting. It's crazy. Just a few days ago, I was out riding and had a blast. Granted, it was cold, but it was beautiful. So having to see the snow again, it's kind of driving me up the wall because I would so much rather be riding right now. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video for you guys. So I mean, like I said, today is literally the last day of February. I've got a few videos that I'm uploading before this, and apparently this is gonna keep going through the rest of the day, so it's not gonna be fun at all. But we can't get rid of it. It's the way it is. Nothing much I can do. Instead, I'll do a car log for you guys. Today I want to talk to you guys about something. I don't know how many of you guys get this, but I got a question that keeps coming up, and obviously this is coming from people outside of this wonderful community of BikeLife. It's coming, the question is mostly from people who don't ride. And I get asked a lot, why do you ride? Now granted, it's a very weird question, it's a very strange question, but it's also a very legitimate question if you don't actually ride. Because let's be honest, unless you ride, I don't think you understand why people love riding so much, why people are so obsessed with getting on that bike and just going. And it's a tough question for me to answer because I don't think there are that many words to describe why we ride. We all know there's some basic stuff we can say. We can say stuff like, well, it's a motorcycle, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's this, it's that. I mean, there are so many things that as a rider, there's so many things that you can talk about. But you know, ultimately the question itself doesn't really have a simplistic answer, does it? Initially, I started out by actually telling people some of the cool things about riding, and it quickly became apparent that they don't understand that. And the reason they don't understand it is because they are not on the bike. They don't understand the sensation you're getting. So I changed my tactic a little bit, and people, whenever they ask me now, kind of go down to the point where I just say, simply because it's enjoyable, it's fun, and allows me to go places where I don't necessarily want to take my car. And I, you know, I know that this is not something that it's a very simplistic way of saying it, a very simplistic way of putting it. And I know most of you will have a, you know, will ask me, why am I not going to give a better answer than that? I hate this bridge. I've crossed this bridge with the bike too, and it just shakes everything. It's like the roads are not smooth. It's annoying, but as you can tell, it is snowing. So tell me guys, if somebody asks you what is it about riding that is such a draw, what would you tell them? I know for me, there's a lot of things involved in riding. There's a lot of wonderful things involved in riding, and for most people who don't ride, the first thing that comes to their mind is danger, death, crash. Is that really a fair assessment? I mean, there are a great deal of people out on bikes who actually have never actually crashed. So I don't think it's a fair assessment. But you can't tell that to people because majority of the things in the news you don't see about, that you find about motorcycles is going to be about, well, this motorcyclist crashed, or this motorcyclist died, or this guy's being a hooligan or whatever. So people's perception is very, very different. So when they hear that you have a motorcycle, they immediately go to that mentality of, well, you're either a hooligan, you're gonna crash, or you're gonna die. Now granted, those of you guys who ride, and those of us who ride in general, we know that's not the case. There's so much that to love about being on the motorcycle. The adventure is simply awesome, right? I mean, let's be honest, the adventure itself is one of the greatest part. Now, I recently made a video about a gentleman, I'll never forget him, his name was Tim. He asked me about is vlogging worth it, you know, is motor vlogging worth it? And you know, this is one of the other things that I can't seem to explain to people, that the attention that you're getting on a motorcycle is very different than anything else. You would not get that same attention being in a car or just walking down the street or having a bicycle for that matter. You know, when you are on a motorcycle, people have such an interesting perception of you, and they have such an interesting way of looking at you, and they don't judge you. I wouldn't want to say they judge you. People look at you a little bit differently. They're curious, even if they have that same mentality, the same mindset that you're probably gonna die tomorrow or today. They still want to know about that motorcycle. They still want to know about why you're doing it. But I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you some of my favorites, and it's something that I started out initially telling other people. Being on a motorcycle for me is an adventure. It's fun, it's exciting, it's freedom, and it allows me to be almost in my own universe. It's like I have this bubble around me of my own universe, and I get to be at peace with myself and one with a machine. And it is unlike anything else. I mean, I've played sports, I've done the whole car thing, I've done everything else, and I've done a lot of things, guys, and it's unlike anything else I've experienced. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. The problem really lies for me is I really cannot express that particular feeling to somebody who doesn't ride, because unless you ride, you're not going to understand. When I tell you, if you don't ride, and I say to you, it is a magical moment that in time that you're kind of encapsulating with a machine that's literally just you're bonded with. Every action you take, the machine reacts to it. A motorcycle almost talks to your soul, and there's a common understanding between your body and a motorcycle. And so now if I try and explain that to somebody who doesn't ride, they have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. In fact, it kind of sounds quite silly, doesn't it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, guys. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, we love ya. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sharing is always a cool thing. Till next time, bye-bye.